Good morning, everybody. I'm in a little bit of a different spot today. One, because it's freezing outside, and two, I kind of want to touch on a little bit more of a serious topic. I want to talk about how gardening relieves anxiety and depression. So how does gardening help with anxiety and depression? I've always been really super passionate about gardening, especially when I was like in my early 20s. However, I strayed off from it and kind of couldn't do it for a few years just because I was living in like certain apartments with like roommates that I couldn't like garden with. It wasn't like a safe place for me to garden. Please have a safe place to garden or whatever, and be surrounded by people who support you and give you like a good community. That's number one. So that's number one. But I want to touch base on how gardening helped me personally relieve my anxiety and depression. So about 2 years ago, I kind of stepped into a really depressive episode where I felt like I was literally dying on the inside. I felt like my soul was being ripped out of my body. And I would presume that it was something called Dark Night of the Soul, which you can always look up as well. But it's basically where you really start your healing journey and you really start to heal a lot of those childhood trauma and wounds that kind of happened to you as an early child. And so that's kind of what was happening to me later in my adult life. How did I deal with that? I really started implementing gardening and exercise into my routine. And it really helped me step in to such an amazing person, such someone who embodies such a divine feminine nature. Number one, gardening made me more in tune with compassion and understanding. So gardening helped me really learn a lot about myself. It gave me a lot more of a heart space to where I was able to take in compassion, understanding for other people. It also taught me patience. Why? It takes a little bit of some time to start growing plants. And so it did teach me a lot of patience, which I love now. I'm so glad that gardening taught me patience, because without patience, I wouldn't be able to do a lot of the things that I'm able to do now and control and regulate my emotions. Number three, it filled my heart with love and appreciation for all living things, because plants are living things. You have to nurture, you have to care for plants just like you would yourself. So it kind of put me back in touch with not only caring for myself, but caring for another living thing. And that's how it kind of gave me a lot more compassion and understanding for plant growth and just the way things are in life. Gardening gave me gratitude for what I already have. We as people have to be gratuitous for what we already have at all times, and that way we can receive more and be loving and caring and just be happy with what we have. Gardening helped me develop peace in here. It helped me develop peace up here, okay? Gardening helped me step into a more creative role. So the thing is with gardening is that you can do anything that you want to. You can grow anything that you want to. You can be anybody that you want to, because guess what? Your little plants aren't gonna judge you. You can do whatever you want. If you wanna grow tomatillos and the hottest pepper in the world, you can do that. Your plants aren't gonna judge you, and you can get creative as you want to. You can choose all different colors. You can do anything, and that's another implementation that you have to believe in yourself, is that you can do anything that you want to. Point blank, period. Gardening helped heal levels of toxins within my body, because as I was saying before, the number one death in America is due to poor nutrition and lack of nutrition, and it helped me kind of get rid of all of those toxins inside of my body and helped me heal from the inside out. There's another video on my YouTube too that talks about all of like the toxins that you are putting inside of your body due to the glyphosate amount and just like seed oils and stuff like that. There's another video on my page if you want to go watch it. Relate to autism, alzheimer's, dementia, lack of health, inflammation in the body, which is the root of all diseases. So you can check that video out. Ooh. Gardening gave me an everyday activity that I actually looked forward to doing. It gave me something that I was able to spend my time with instead of scrolling on my phone or like doing something on social media. It helped me develop all of like these like artistic abilities and really helped me step into something that is a lot more passionate and that I love. And so this is how it really, really can help with the anxiety and depression. Ooh, and last but not least, gardening helped me become a lot more self-aware and self-sustainable. It taught me so much about nature. It taught me how, with being self-sustainable, it taught me how to heal my body through herbs and herbal remedies. And it just really, really tapped me into my more spiritual side, artistic side, creative side, and just overall divine feminine side. It was such a life changer, honestly. I do want to touch base on, because they do say that women do have a higher rate of depression and anxiety, but by gardening, this can help women not only amplify beauty from within, but beauty without. It'll help them tap into their more creative side and also their more divine feminine side. Overall power move right there. So overall, by kind of implementing more of a gardening routine into someone who is depressed and has anxiety, it's going to help heal all of those internal wounds within themselves. It's also going to help relieve a little bit of anxiety. So it's going to make you focus on something that you're actually doing that's right in front of you and living in the moment. It's going to help alleviate a lot of that thought process that's going in your mind is rambling a mile a minute, right? But gardening will help kind of ground you, take you back into reality, and really help you focus on what's going on right here, right now in the moment, because you have to care, love, nurture that living plant along with you. That plant is going to help love, care, nurture yourself. It's like this little beautiful love cycle of planting, gardening, and self-love and self-care. There are certain studies too that actually show this, and one study is called the RAIN study, which reduced anxiety, depression through nature and gardening. 1,134 people took this study. Within the study, they noticed that people who had been gardening for a lot longer compared to the people who just started gardening had a lot less stress, anxiety, and depression. Now, these people were from all walks of life, right? However, on my website, which I'll link right here, it shows a lot more about the study itself and more of like the consensus space and stuff like that. However, they did see a 57% stress reduction in people who had been gardening for a very long time. They also saw a complete stress reduction in people who had been gardening for 8+ hours a week compared to the people who were only gardening 1 to 2 hours a week. They also showed that the physical act of gardening improved mental health, relieved stress, anxiety, and depression in the body, and overall improved mood and health function. So let's go over kind of why we're in a mental health crisis. Okay, 1, media influence. Every single day we go onto our little cell phones and we start scrolling endlessly, either through TikTok, Instagram, if you still have one. A lot of my friends don't have an Instagram anymore because of this reason. And it's because we're constantly comparing ourselves to other people on social media. We're saying, oh, I wish I was that rich. Or, I'm not good enough to do that, which is not true. We have to be able to step back and look at our inner selves and realize that we are worth it and we're able to do all of these amazing things, and we have to stop comparing ourselves to people on social media. We are living right now in a world that has been built on fear instead of love. And because of that, we have become disconnected from society, other communities, people, everyday individuals, and we're constantly living in fear that someone is going to like either break our hearts or tear us to shreds or kill us. Just kidding. Like, not that bad, but let's get serious. I mean, like, every single day we're going through these internal issues that we have to overcome. We have to move away from those fear-based ideologies and move more into a world where it's filled with love, peace, understanding for individualistic ideas, debates. We just have to heal from within, and then we can see the world that we want to on the outside. A lot of these triggers, depression, anxiety, they're going to come up more in relationships, where if you do have an anxious attachment style or an avoidant attachment style, a lot of those depressive episodes and anxiety is going to come up in your relationships. We're all searching for love. Another major reason right now for anxiety and depression is due to financial loss and instability. Right now in America, we are living in a world where rent has extremely increased. People are living paycheck to paycheck. And guess what? People don't want to work. People do not want to work in a society where they are scraping by every single day, doing the same routine over and over again just to make barely ends meet. Nobody wants to do it anymore. So that is another huge reason why anxiety and depression is so prevalent in our society right now. I am extremely adamant about this last reason, and it's because over 600,000 Americans die every single year due to lack of nutrition and poor diet standards. Poor nutrition is the #1 cause of death in America every single year annually. And we want to talk about how great our food supply system is. Is it really that awesome? Is it really that great if we are constantly dying from the current health standards that we have placed here in America? Because what you put in is what you get out. So yes, overall, I do think that gardening will really, really help someone who is going through a depressive episode or someone who has a lot of anxiety. It's really going to help you step back in tune with yourself, okay? So it's not the end of the world, I promise. We all go through these depressive episodes, whether people want to admit it or not. Some people have a struggle with talking about their emotions and feelings. Believe the statistics. I don't believe these statistics. I also believe that mad people are depressed. And this could really help a lot of people, really. I mean, it helped me so much. It helped me heal. It helped me just be so creative in life and do all of the things that I really want to do without like hovering in like this shell or something. And there's way more information about this on my website at allthingsgirly.org, and I will link the page in the comments below or the info below. That way y'all can have it. And there's a lot more information on allthingsgirly.org about gardening and stuff like that. So if you have any questions, please feel free to comment, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.